Welcome viewers to another edition of Disability and You. I'm Ganesh Singh. On this edition, I'll be having a conversation with Erica Verwin and Leroy Phillips. Erica is from the National Vocational Training Center for Persons with Disabilities, popularly known as the Open Doors Center, and it's an institution within the Ministry of Health under the Department of Disability and Rehabilitation Services. At the National Vocational Training Center, they provide training to persons with disabilities, of which Erica will share with you how persons who have an interest in learning a skill can be registered and benefit from what is done at the center. Leroy will also share his success story and his time at the center. So welcome to the program, guys, and thank you very much for agreeing to share with my viewers.
Good morning. Thank you.
Erica, just tell us a bit more about the National Vocational Training Center for Persons with Disabilities. When was it established and where it is located?
Okay, so the National Vocational Training Center for Persons with Disabilities, which is known to everyone as Open Door Center, is located in Seafield, Sophia. If you know where the Sophia Health Center is, we are in the same compound as the health center. The Vocational Training Center would have begun in 2001.
So it's been quite a while, over 20 years.
Correct.
All right. What are some of the services provided at the center?
Okay, so we do basically vocational skills training for persons with disabilities, as Mr. Singh would have mentioned. The 4 skills area that we presently offered are information technology, garment craft, carpentry, and beauty care. Each of the programs are approximately 2 years.
Mm-hmm. So for that 2 years, is it just learning the skill, whichever one it is, or are there different components within the 2-year program?
Well, within each of the program, each trainee, as we usually call them because of the age category, they do remedial education. And also, during that 2 years, we put them on workplace attachment so that they can get first-hand experience and what it's like to be out of classroom and having your own experience in a working environment. And we also try to get them involved in other co-curricular activities.
Mm-hmm. So it's a comprehensive approach.
Correct.
To helping or supporting the persons to learn a skill. All right, who can register to be part of these programs?
Any person with a disability that is desirous, willing, able to take part in our training between age 16 to 45 years old.
Mm-hmm. So it's a wide age range.
Yes, it is.
16 to 45. Is there a geographic area that you specifically target? Or are there systems in place to transport persons who, let's say, might come from a Mahika area or East Bank? Are there any systems in place to help with transportation?
Okay,
Since those persons might have physical disabilities?
Okay, so for persons within Region 4 area, those from the East Coast, we usually provide transportation for those persons. The bus usually picks up on the morning and drop off on the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are living in central Georgetown, they would usually get dropped to the park because they would usually go and catch their own public transportation when they get dropped off to the park.
Mm-hmm.
We also cater for persons within the other regions. Like we presently have someone from Region 5, the Myconi area, and we also have persons from Region 3 as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Erica, just deconstruct a bit more of the programs. Let's flesh them out. What are some of the aspects covered in information technology? That's a very broad area. So what specifically the trainees, what kind of training would they benefit from if they register to be part of that program?
Okay, for the information technology class, they do hardware and software, whereby they learn the different components of the computer, its usefulness, function, office administration. They learn how to make like calendars and posters and cards and so on.
So it's a bit of graphics, graphic designing. It's a bit of formatting, editing documents, the Microsoft Office package. So it's a bit of everything.
Yes, definitely.
So at the end of it, the competencies would be in those areas.
Correct.
And what about the beauty care? That again is a very broad area.
Yes, for the beauty care, they do hygiene, they do manicure, pedicure, massage, facial, hair care, hygiene, and so on.
And the garment, is it garment construction you said?
Garment craft.
Garment craft, yes.
Okay, for the garment craft, there's two aspects. For the garment, they learn how to sew with hand and also with the machine. And for the craft, they learn how to make different like floral arrangements, baskets, tie-dyeing, and so.
So there are basically two programs you've merged in one.
Yes, we have.
Great. And the last program you mentioned would have been carpentry.
Yes.
That again is a broad area. What are some of the things that they would learn and they do within your carpentry workshop?
So for the carpentry, it's woodworking. They learn how to make stuff like benches, bread baskets, paper towel holder. They learn how to make this bar stools. They learn how to take care of the tools, the purpose and the usefulness and the functions of the tools.
Interesting. So are there any, like when they make these items, do you have any within the garment craft and the carpentry programs, do you have exhibitions or do you sell your items on a regular basis through the center?
Yes, we do. We usually have a day sale or 2 days sometimes, depending on the amount of persons that want to attend, whereby we display all the stuff that the trainees usually make and we put them on sale.
So let's say that someone wants to support the work of the center and support the work of the students, and they might be listening to us now and they want to make a purchase. How can they do that?
Well, they can come into the center in Seafield Sophia or they can call the office. Our numbers are 219-2738, 219-2753.
All right, Erica, I'll go over to Leroy, but when later on I want us to discuss how persons can register for the new academic year.
Okay.
Leroy, you've been one of the products of Open Doors Center, and you're very successful as a professional individual. Tell us about your time at the center and what are some of the things you learned there and how did that help you to where you are today?
Yes, thanks, Ganesh, for the opportunity. Well, I attended the Open Door Center for Persons with Disabilities in 2009, and like Erica said, it's a 2 years long program. So I came out at the end of 2011. I didn't have much expectation when I started, but going through not only what I signed up for, which is information technology, I later learned that we were going to benefit from remedial education and other opportunities or other areas of training. So I think overall it was a remarkable experience. I did enjoy the hardware sessions, even though I found it to be challenging at the time, and now knowing of blind persons.
Challenging because of your vision disability.
Exactly, because of being blind. But now that I've had many friends now who are blind or visually impaired, not only here in Guyana, but you hear blind persons across the world doing a lot where hardwares are concerned with computers. I would not mind going back into it, but I think it was a wonderful experience. I learned so much at Open Doors, how to do documents, how to create different documents and have those documents be presented in a professional manner. So I think it was a very good experience that I have been able to bring into my professional work at NC and in other places that I would have done stuff with.
Excellent. And you would have graduated with a bachelor's degree now too?
Yes, I have. Yes, I've been able to finish the Open Door Center and go straight on to CXC, which I didn't have at the time, and then I went straight into the University of Guyana. So I would like to think of myself as a very good product from the Open Door Center.
Excellent. So that would have prepared you for academics and your professional
It certainly did.
life. Excellent. Erica, are there other success stories like Leroy Um, do you know of instances where some of the trainees that would have benefited from the training, they would have gone on and work in mainstream environment, establish your own businesses and so on?
Yes, definitely. We have Joshua Smith, who presently works at the Ministry of Health Information Technology Department. He has been there for like over 4 years, and he's still there. He is working, and everything seems good with him thus far. We also have Daniel Pyle, who did information technology. He has his own establishment that does printing of cards and so on.
Excellent. And I think there's also DJ Foots, Norris Cummins,
Yes, yes.
who does the graphic designing with his feet.
Yes.
And he would have been a product of the Open Door Center.
Yes, he was.
And I'm sure there are quite a lot of other stories. So that just highlights or underscores the work of the center and how beneficial it can be to persons with disabilities. And your programs are absolutely free, right, Erica?
Yes, it's free. We provide all the
Materials?
for all of the classrooms. So you just have to have the willingness, and we accept you.
I think
Great.
even the Abra is another success story from the Open Doors too.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she would have been,
In garment craft.
Garment
And
craft.
And making craft.
and she does that currently too.
Yeah, she certainly.
And great. So you see, and those are persons that would have gone at the center in the early days. Erica, how many students do you guys normally have within an academic term? I know there might be a ceiling. So how many students you normally would have? An academic year, sorry.
We would normally have like about 40 students because we try not to have a crowded classroom, because remember, we're dealing with persons with disabilities, and we want to make their experience as great as possible. And if we have too many students, they would not get the attention that they would need.
And it's a practical,
Yes,
the methodology is more practical than theoretical, so you would need that individualized attention.
definitely.
And working with persons with disabilities, you can't have a class more than 12.
Yeah.
So are there, is there registration happening right now?
Yes, we are presently having registration process going on, and we are registering persons for the garment craft, carpentry, and beauty care classes.
So not the information technology. That has
No, for
been,
the information technology, we have enough persons.
well, I'm sure that's one of the first one that is normally filled, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So how can you repeat those numbers?
Okay, if persons want to receive an application form, they can go to the National Commission on Disability on Crow Street to collect an application form, or they can come into our center in Seafield, Sophia, or they can call the office on 219-2738, 219-2753, and we can email them the form if they have access to email or a printer or so on, so they don't have to come into us.
Are there any specific disability types that you cater for?
We cater for persons with actually all forms of disabilities.
All forms of disabilities.
Correct, yeah. We have wheelchair users, we have persons that are blind and visually impaired, we have persons with other physical disabilities.
Leroy, any words of encouragement to someone who might have a disability and they're just sitting at home, not knowing what their future might be, not having anything to do? Words of encouragement for them to get involved in this program?
Definitely. Open Doors is the great platform, the right way to kickstart that experience, that kind of career. If you're looking to get yourself, gainfully occupied and look towards employment. So I'd encourage person to not sit at home and waste the time. Now that Erica has come on the program and shared all these information she has given us in the last 10-15 minutes, the various areas you can pursue at Open Doors, their contact numbers, the success stories. So if you never thought you'll be able to get involved in this kind of academic work, and you never thought you have what it takes to succeed like others, now you have all the reasons why you should get involved in what Open Doors is doing. It will really do you a whole great lot. Lots of success stories have come out of the school, and you can also make it. So encourage you to get on up, call the Open Door Center, and occupy your time more wisely.
And just to add, Erica, there's also guidance counseling to help persons navigate, the challenges that they might have as living with a disability.
Yes, 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 yes.
And
Yeah.
that is a major component.
It is actually.
Yeah. So, Erica, I want to thank you very much for sharing with the general public about the work of the center. And Leroy, I also want to thank you and wish you continued success as a product of Open Door Center. And, continue to highlight the work of the center in what you do to ensure that other persons can benefit. Again, I just want to encourage you, if you're living with a disability or you have relatives with disabilities and you think that they might be able to benefit, call 219-2738. That's 219-2738. Visit them in the Seafield Health Center compound within working hours. So don't show up there at 7 or 6 in the afternoon. Or you can visit the National Commission on Disability at 49 Crow Street to get your registration form. And classes commence in early September, Erica?
The 5th of September.
Excellent. I now have with me Akila Smith, and Akila will be participating in the Miss Emancipation Queen 2022 pageant. She's going to share with you her story as one of the delegates, and more so her story as someone living with a disability. Akila, welcome and thank you very much for consenting to share with the general public. Tell us about this pageant, Akila.
Thank you so much for having me on the program. My name again is Miss Akila Smith. I am participating this year, Miss Emancipation Queen. I'm 24 years of age, a teacher, and also a disability advocate. This pageant, for me, I take it on to have the platform as a person with disability to break the barriers, because a lot of time we don't normally see persons with disability on these pageants, on these big platforms. So I use it as a platform to showcase myself as Afro-Guyanese and a person with a disability.
So basically, you take it, you will use it as an opportunity to showcase yourself as a Guyanese and more so a person living with a disability.
Correct.
Akila, persons are normally shy to get involved in the pageantry. What prompted you to get involved in this pageant?
One of my main source of confidence that made me join this pageant is mainly to actually come out of my shell, as they say, to push my confidence more, and mainly also to come to an extent, you know what, I can do this, not because I have a disability, but because I am a woman, and anything I put my mind to, I always go for it.
That's excellent, because very few women, more so women with disabilities, would venture into this realm that you're into right now. I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to be very candid. What has been the response from your fellow delegates towards you as someone living with a disability?
I must say, at first, most of them didn't know that I had a disability because, of course, I have a physical disability and a visual disability. So when I actually told them, okay, this is my disability and what's not, the response, I must say, I didn't expect it. They were so, like, really? They didn't even think of the fact that I had that. They were like, you walk with passion, you have that confidence. How do you get it? It was really, really warming. They didn't have any type of...
So they treat you as just like any other delegate?
Correct, they do.
Excellent. And when you first contacted the organizers, what was their response to you?
The organizer, Miss Gabrielle, actually was the first person I spoke to when I entered the pageant, and she was very much amazed, and she wanted me on board because she was like, this pageant doesn't discriminate, it doesn't look at anyone.
So that they should be commended for this.
Yes, they do.
The promotion of inclusion,
Correct.
where someone with a disability can participate in this. So when would the actual pageant be held?
It will be on the 13th and
The 13th of
August, and the location will be soon released.
soon release.
Yes.
So what are some of the components of the pageant? What are you guys expected to do, and what are some of the different activities you're supposed to get involved in?
Okay, so we normally do a spoken word about ourselves, introducing ourselves. Also, we have a part where we do history. Since this is the Miss Emancipation pageant, you have to do a course on history, on your history. So that will be part of it as well. And we have a business aspect as well.
Mm-hmm. And what's the business aspect?
Well, for now, my business aspect will be leading towards helping young persons with disability in self-confidence and morally entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we're really working with young persons with disabilities to get involved in business.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm. So are you guys expected to wear like an African wear to showcase that aspect?
Yes, we'll be dressed in kente.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we will be wearing African print.
Excellent. So how has the preparation been going, Akila?
It has been going good so far. I'm still looking forward for a lot of persons to come on board and support me, whether financially, socially, and physically on the day as well.
Yeah. So, all right, let's deconstruct that a bit. You mentioned financially. With any delegate participating in a pageant, it attracts a cost.
Yes.
And there, I'm sure, a lot of expenses. How have you been able to cover those expenses so far?
I haven't got any sponsors yet, so I'm hoping some people come on board today.
So you're definitely looking for sponsorship.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. All right. So would you mind sharing your contact number with the general public? Because I'm sure there are persons who might be willing to support you in this endeavor.
My contact number is 602-5233, or you can reach me on Facebook at Akila Smith.
That's 602
5233.
5233. All right. And Akila, this is your first time in a pageant.
Yes.
You know, you mentioned that your colleagues would have highlighted the passion you walk with. But what about the other aspects of the preparation, the spoken word, developing your business plan? How has that been going, and what kind of support are you receiving from the pageant organizers?
So we have our directors, and one of them is Miss Gabrielle. Actually, as I said before, she has been really, really helpful in terms of my spoken word, helping me script it, making sure, punctuation, everything is intact, and also with my business, which is still undergoing, she has been really, really supportive in that aspect.
So is it this business idea that you guys will share and I'm sure build upon with or during the pageant preparation and so on? Are you going to be given any grant at the end of it, or any kind of support to actually make it a reality, or are you looking for sponsorship for that part too?
We will be getting funding, and also alongside looking for sponsorship, because a business does start off, yes, with funding, but you do need more to go ahead with the plan as well. So it will be really lovely to even have ongoing fundings even after getting a specific fund.
Excellent. So Akila, again, you're delegate number
3.
Delegate number 3. And is there a public voting process where members of the public can support you with the vote and so on?
Yes, we do. You can go on the Miss Emancipation Facebook page, and you can comment delegate number 3, also like my picture, and I will be a part of the Voter Choice Award. So the most likes, the most comments, get the award.
So that's the Miss Emancipation Queen 2022 Facebook page.
Yes.
And persons can like your photo there.
Yes.
And you'll be able to, the ones that get the most likes.
Yes, and comment.
Most likes and comment will definitely get some additional points.
Yes, the Viewer Choice Award.
Excellent. So Akila, again, I just want to give you that opportunity to pitch to prospective sponsors out there. you have like 1 or 2 minutes to share your story and why should someone be willing to sponsor you as a delegate for the 2022 Miss Emancipation Queen.
Thank you. So, as a person with a disability, and my aim is to foster young persons with disability, and my business will be aiming towards that. And anything looking and developing our youth, I love it. So I know others will be willing to put their fundings into that, because building a nation, especially the future children, is one of the best causes we can actually step upon. So I will be loving to have your support throughout this entire pageant.
Is there an estimated cost for sponsorship, Akila?
Yes, I would like to say I have 150,000 estimated so far in terms of my design, sewing of my clothes, and everything.
Mm-hmm. So about $150,000. And again, once again, can you share your contact details for the benefit of the general public?
My number is 602-5233, or you can contact me on my Facebook page at Akila Smith, Akila Smith.
Akila.
Yes.
Akila Smith on Facebook, or 602-5233. Akila, I wish you all the best and I trust you come out as the queen for 2022 in this Miss Emancipation Queen pageant.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh.
Thank you very much.